The Ugly Duckling. Hello friends, my name's Danny. I'm going to tell you the story about the Ugly Duckling. Listen.
Inland, at the bottom of the meadow, hidden among the tall reeds that grew on the edge of the pond, was a nest full of eggs. Mother Duck perched gently on top of them to keep them warm. She was waiting impatiently for the birth of her ducklings when suddenly she heard one after another, the eggs began to open, and the ducklings poked their heads out. But what was that horrible grey bird that had appeared? Mother Duck could not believe it and said,
None of the other ducklings are like this one.
Some days later, Mother Duck walked to the pond followed by her ducklings. She jumped into the water. And one by one, the ducklings jumped after her. They floated splendidly, and even the Ugly Duckling swam with them. But later they went to the duck pen. The other ducks looked at them impertinently and said,
Look, here comes another brood, as if there weren't already enough of us. And what's that, Ugly Duckling? Get it out of this pen. We don't want it.
We don't want it.
One by one, the ducks launched themselves on the Ugly Duckling, and they pecked its neck and pushed it from one side to another. Then came some little chicks, and they also pecked the poor little duckling. Mother Duck tried to protect the Ugly Duckling and said,
Leave him alone. He's not hurting anyone.
But it was to no avail. They did not take any notice. Even his own brothers and sisters started to treat him badly. Every day was the same. The Ugly Duckling couldn't escape. The Ugly Duckling then said,
I think it would be better if I went away, far away.
So, jumping the fence, he went away as fast as he could. Autumn came. The leaves were yellow and red in the forest. One afternoon at sunset, swans appeared through the bushes, and the Ugly Duckling said,
It would be so nice to be as beautiful as them.
Then came winter. The days were getting colder, and the poor Ugly Duckling was swimming in the icy water that began to freeze around him. No one brought food, and he barely ate. It was all very sad. In spring, when the sun returned to warm the earth, and the plants began to flower, the Ugly Duckling noticed that his wings had become larger and stronger. He beat them against his body, once, twice, until finally he rose into the air. It was not long before he found himself in a large garden. 3 beautiful swans were swimming in a pond. He saw them, and the duckling said,
I would like to go with them. Maybe they won't take any notice of me because I'm so ugly. But I don't care. I will try.
He flew to the water and swam quickly towards them. But when he looked down and saw his own reflection in the clear water, what a surprise! He was no longer a dark and ugly bird as he had always been. Now he too was a beautiful white swan. Some children came into the garden shouting,
A new swan!
A new swan!
Look at this one! He is the most beautiful of all the swans.
The swan turned his head shyly, but he felt happy. He fluttered his wings, curved his neck gracefully, and said,
I never dreamed of so much happiness when I was the ugly duckling.